All the other guys eyeing Edward's piles. Just wonder where to buy the cream, that's all.
Cool.
Wowee. Pocket queens, this time he just limps.
Fold.
Check.
Oh. 1,500 in the pot.
A very aggressive player in James, so if he hits any of this, I'm sure...
5, 4, 8.
Oh dear.
Check.
1,200.
Poor old James is hit top pair. I don't think he's getting away from this one. He's also got the gut shot straight draw.
Okay. Gone all in over the top.
Cool.
And he's called. So limping the queens has paid off. Or has
we
it?
have an all-in situation between James and Edward. So, James, if you can turn over your cards first. 6, 8 for James, and a pair of queens for Edward.
Lots of outs here for James. 7 to make a straight,
James
6 for 2
has
pair, 8
top
for trips.
pair and an inside straight draw, so he needs a 7, an 8 or a 6 to win this pot. And Edward's in the lead with his over pair to the board, pair of queens. If you can deal the turn. 10 of hearts on the turn. Still no help for James. James requires a 7, an 8 or a 6 to win this. And the 2 of diamonds means that we have a 5th place finisher in James.
Cheers.
So James Willesee, our management student. Unfortunately, mate, you just couldn't manage it.
Queens are big, isn't it? You've had them twice as well, haven't you?
It didn't last very long, to be honest. I tried to do as best I could with the cards that I got, and it wasn't good enough on the day. Early on, I probably made an overly aggressive move, but that's the sort of thing you have to do to win these sort of events. But it didn't work out today. I'd like to think Ed will win because he's from St Andrews, like myself.
300.
Goodbye, James. Back on the train to St Andrews with $2,500 extra in your pocket. Well done for making it down to the final 6.
Fold.
So now, the Fantastic Four. Edward looking ever stronger.
Or is 15?
His stack growing by
1,500. Fold.
the second.
I raise all in.
Okay.
John making a stand on the big blind. Obviously putting Lewis on a button steal. Playing his position like that. I just hope that wasn't anything to do with Lewis's bowels in the background. That strange noise was the clock going off. Obviously not Lewis's bowels, but after being re-raised with ace-10. Big laydown four-handed, I must say.
400, 800.
And a great move from John there. Uber aggression from John
I thought you were winning.
on the re-steal.
You weren't winning. Good pass.
I think I was.
John looking very relieved there after that steal with the 8-6.
Fold. Fold.
But Lewis has got a lot of chips. Maybe felt it was a better play to lay down the ace-10 than go to war just yet. Me, I'd have probably called with it, but hey, they're there, I'm not.
Fold.
You have to remember these guys are playing for a pretty big amount of money. $15,000 for first prize for these guys.
Good fold.
Should the ace of clubs.
John's really moved up the gears here, pushing in a lot. But it's a very volatile game he's playing. Do it once too often, John, you're going to get caught with your trousers around your ankles. And unfortunately, there's usually only one way out. That's the door. So he passes the 9-7 on the button, leaves it to David with his 6-7 suited, who limps in, calls the other 400. 2 for a flop.
Ace, 10, Jack, 2 spades.
Couple of hands here. David hits his flush draw. So 4 to the flush there. Needs any spade
800 bet.
on the turn or river. And Lewis with third pair. He's played pretty conservatively, Lewis, so far, and decides to lay it down. Coming to the end of part 3. Let's check out the leaderboard, see the current standings. Edward Slack, 24,000, feeling pretty strong. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.